I'm sorry, guys. My computer lagged out again. I have to figure out what's going on with it, but super unfortunate. I don't know what happened, but it just like all the screens froze. I don't know if it's um, the dock that's connecting my screens or if it's the computer itself, but super unfortunate. But you guys can see here on the 5 minute, guys, we got the close below. But unfortunately, we closed below these lows already. So this is not an A+ setup anymore. Not the best day for sure. So you guys can see we got the 5 minute and the 1 minute close, but the 5 minute only closed when these two internal lows got swept, so I could never take this on a live account. If this 1 minute candle gets closed above, guys, I think this will be a decent long because we would have swept liquidity and we'll get a bullish reaction, stop to break even at this high, and then I would target this buy side. Whoops, we're paper trading, right? Okay, so guys, watch for this 1 minute setup and 2 minute setup. If we close above here, this should be a good long back up to this buy side and then this buy side. I actually do like it. Even though we have sell side below, a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll bring the market below this low and then they'll bring it all the way back up to here, and then they'll close it later in the day. So be very cautious about taking any shorts here. Telling you right now, this should be a good setup back to the buy side. So if we're truly bearish here, guys, this should just completely collapse. But if we get the inverse back to the upside, you can look for longs again. So we'll see what we get. Again, guys, sorry for whoever's in here. I need to figure it out, but the computer froze again. I'm not sure why. Could be the dock that's connecting all my screens. It could be the computer itself, but something happened. So it's frustrating because I get all these people into the live and then we disconnect and it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's really annoying. Yeah, and the tough part is I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the docking system or if it's the computer. But guys, if this 2 minute inverse is to the upside, we would have swept liquidity. And I think a lot of the times what happens is the market just delivers back up to buy side. If the market is truly bearish, a lot of the times they won't deliver us cleanly. So they'll take us back up to this high and then this high, and then they'll reject us later. So if this 2-minute inverses, guys, I will take this long. Again, this is going to be on a paper account, but we'll still take it. Right? Entry there, stop to break even at this high, and then we'll target this as our take profit. We'll sell 5 at this high, and then we'll sell 5 at this high. So we'll see what we get here. Yeah, it's super annoying. I don't know why it does that, but... if it happens again... So I have my laptop open next to me, and the computer syncs like to my laptop. So I think maybe that might be causing it. I don't know. But we're going to keep our laptop closed and see if that helps. But if it freezes again with a laptop closed, I'm really going to have to figure something out, because that is not okay. But you guys can see here we're reacting bearishly from the 2-minute. So this could easily deliver us down here. But again, guys, the 5-minute closed all the way down here. So I will never take this. Why? Yes, it will probably work, but a lot of the times I'll bring it back up. We already swept internal sell side, so the market could easily reverse back to buy side here. It's not worth taking a short just to move my stop to break even there. Just doesn't make sense. Especially when there's only been one leg of price action. Not A+. Really feel like another coffee. How is ES doing today? Look at ES on the daily, guys. This looks like it's so ready to sweep this low. Sandaya, does that sweep count? What do you mean, Sandaya? By the way, I like that name, Zendaya. It's like Zendaya from from Disney Channel, from Dune. Are you talking about this sweep right here? If this, guys, if this 2-minute inverses, I'm taking this long. And we're targeting this buy side because, yes, the market is bearish here, but a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll sweep liquidity to the upside first, and then they'll take it. Yeah, so this sweep is definitely good. So this candle closes at 8:16. Oh, this looks so good. But I can't take it, guys, until the 2-minute closes above. But if it closes above here, I will take it long. Stop loss will be a 2-minute close back below. And then take profit will be 5 at this high and then 5 at this high. But until it closes above, guys, I can't take it long. We do also have a 3-minute. The 3-minute is pretty much at the same spot as the 2. So I don't really care about this 3-minute as much. The 2-minute looks too good. And it closes at 15. So we basically have to wait for another 3-minute candle if we wait for the 3. But I think the 2 is good enough here. So we'll see what happens. But again, guys, we'd only take this long if the body of the candle closes above the fair value gap. If it does not, then it does not make sense to take the trade. Again, guys, this is on paper today. Even though I do think the draw is lower, I think it's very easy for the market to come up, sweep this high first, and then go lower. So we will see what happens. Guys, look at how crazy this is. One NQ contract or 10 MNQ micros has a $900 stop for one trade. That's wild. For just how many points? I mean, it's quite a bit of points. It's like 50 points. So maybe I'll do this with 5 contracts. Again, I'm not on a live account, but I still don't want to size ridiculously for a trade that's not A+. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'd give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10 if we inverse it. But the draw is still technically lower, so you have to be careful. So let's see what happens, guys. And the 3-minute candle again closes at the 18-minute mark. So technically these should line up because the 2-minute candle will close at 8:18 as well. Yeah, so if we get the 8:18, 11:18 candle and the 3-minute candle to close at the same time, that'll be really good. Also, the 5-minute closes at 20. If the 5-minute closes above, guys, right here, that's another really good setup. But I'd be fine with waiting for the 2 or the 3. We got a minute left now after this candle closes, or after this 1 minute 1 minute candle closes. Again, guys, if my computer freezes again, I'm about to rage quit on Apple. I'm gonna go off and storm in there and tell them my computer's freezing. I need a refund. And if it's not the computer, I don't know if it's the computer. I think it's probably the docking system, because the computer should not be freezing like this. But let's see what happens here. 30 seconds till the candle close. I would love to see a strong bullish close up here. Would love that. $15 seconds, guys. Okay, looks good so far. I want to see the 2 and the 3 close above. Okay, no close. No close, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll have to wait for the next 2-minute candle, which is at 11:20. I still do have a pretty strong feeling, though, that this high is going to get swept. Because I still do think the day is bearish, but I think they're going to try and stop out shorts first. So we will see, guys. Clock is counting down. Okay, very nice. We got a minute left on this candle. Let's see a nice full body close, hopefully right up here, and that will be our entry for the trade. Stop to break even at this internal buy side, and then we'll just hold it all the way up. Okay, basically 15 seconds till the candle close. Let's hopefully get it on this candle. Be really nice to see it now. Come on. Oh, this looks good. 5 seconds. Come on. Give us the close. All right, guys. I am going to be in this now. Stop to break even at this high. And then we're going to let it run all the way up. I'll close out 3 of the shares up here. And then I'll close the rest right here. So what I'll do is sell 3 here. And then I'll sell 2 up here. And again, stop loss is going to be a 2-minute close back below the fair value gap. So I'm not going to close the trade out unless we get a 2-minute close below. And again, guys, this is a paper trade because of the nature of today, but I still do think it's a good setup. And the 3-minute closed above, right? Oh, the 3-minute wicked. Yeah, maybe we should have waited for the 3. But the 5-minute closed above, so still looks good to me, guys. So if the 2-minute candle does not close below the fair value gap, then we'll have to wait for another 2-minute candle, in which case I might have a bigger stop than I would like. Bigger loss than I would like, but that's all right. Okay, so no 2-minute close below, so we're gonna have to wait for the next one. I'm gonna have a hard stop right here, guys, in case this just completely collapses for whatever reason. But that is the nature of trading. And again, I'd never take this on a live account due to the nature of the day, but it is what it is. I never trade on a live account the day after a bank holiday, guys, and there's a reason for it. Trust me, my data shows me that 9 times out of 10, not that I lose a trade 9 times out of 10, but it's often going to be a terrible day, and you're not going to have successful trades most of the time. So just been real with you guys, and I told you guys that at the beginning of the stream, but regardless, this is a great setup, and most of the time this will work, but because of the nature of today, it's probably one of the days where it doesn't, but we'll see. One more minute till the candle close. We need to see a really bullish reaction here. I don't want to see it close back below. If we, let's say we come down, guys, and we wick to like right here, then, and let's say we close below and we wick, then I will move my stop to the wicks low. So like, let's say the candle comes down like this, right? And then we immediately get a wick. Then my stop loss would end up being at the wicks low like this. And then I would let the trade run. Because I've seen a lot of times it happen where it works that way. But for now, we should still be good. Stop to break even, guys, when this high gets hit. If, like, let's say we get a big bullish candle here and we close above this, not even close, if we just touch it, then my stop immediately goes to break even. Okay, very nice. Did not close above yet. Or we did not touch it yet. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. My stop is at break even, guys. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out on the trade. I could care less. Why is it not showing my orders? I'm going to move my stop, guys, to the order block. Because this is a paper account, I don't really want to get stopped out on it. But if I was in a live account, guys, my stop would be at break even here. But just in case, I'm allowing us to come down a little bit more. And then hopefully we'll get this push higher. But again, guys, if this was a live account, my stop would be at break even for sure once this high got swept. But because I think I know what's going to happen, I prefer to move my stop a little bit lower just in case. So they're trying to stop out a longs in my opinion here, and then they're going to bring it up to this buy side, and then hopefully this buy side as well, and then maybe collapse it later on. That's what I envision happening. So I'd love to see this 1 minute candle push higher here and create a 1 minute OB and then go higher, but we'll see what happens. We shall see. So again, guys, with a real account, if I was in this live, I would have been stopped out on this trade for break even. But because of the nature of the day and because I have a feeling I know what's going to happen, I'm moving down to the mean threshold of the order block, right? The 50%. of the order block. I'm just eyeballing it, but I was pretty much spot on. A little bit lower it should have been. But now if this 1 minute candle closes above here, or if we get above this high, we definitely should move our stop to break even because we should not come back down after that. So we still did not close above. Did you add reverb to your vocal chain? I don't know how to do that, bro. What the fuck does that even mean? I know that like reverb is like well, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's like kind of like auto tune, no? I got a new mic, so that might be what why you think that, but how do you do that, guys? All right, so we still have not hit the internal high. Also, nice to see you, doll. That was pretty funny, bro. So we have not hit this high yet, guys. I'm waiting for the sweep, and then I'll move the stop to break even. But for now, again, stop is at the mean threshold of the order block. Slight Hall reverb. I wish I knew how to do that. Guys, really shitty day. I'm telling you right now. Thank God we're not trading this live. But in theory, I think that this high is going to get swept, guys. Again, how we get there, I don't know. Maybe we come back down to the mean threshold of the OB. But this should really just deliver here. We should not stall. And actually, because of the nature of today, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my sell limit on this a little bit lower. Because sometimes we can go right before the buy side and then reject. So I'm going to move my my sell limit a little bit lower. But once these two highs get swept, guys, we should definitely move our stop to break even. Definitely. Because on a clean day, this should just completely push. We should not stall at these highs. Good for you, doll. See, now we have the 5 minute closed above. We have the 3 minute that closed above. We have the 2 minute that closed above. This should definitely push here, guys. If this fails, I'm telling you right now, it's just because of just because of the fact that it's the day before a bank holiday. That's the only reason this is going to fail if it does. But once this high gets swept, guys, I'm moving my stop to break even. Right here, if and when it does. And again, my hand is not off the trigger yet. Only when it does. Stop to break even at this high. Yeah, today is literally a terrible day. But what's probably happening here is we're trading back to the OB. Trying to stop out longs. IMO. Okay, once the high gets hit, guys, stop to break even. And I'm going to move my stop right there. In fact, let's move this a little bit higher. Just so I can move it if I need to. But in theory, it should be at the break even, which is at 21,272.75. Really making it difficult today. As you can see, they're not cleanly delivering PA. And get ready for the stop out. Yeah, but doll, these are micro contracts. not NQ. But look at this paper account, guys. I got this to 1,280,038,000. Yeah, guys, this is paper today. I'm not live trading. Not live trading today. I never trade the day after a bank holiday with real money. And the bank holiday is New Year's Eve. Or New Year's Day, I mean, sorry. And you can see that we got stopped out for break even on this trade. On a really good day of PA, we should not hit this high and immediately reject. We should just go. And I still think it's going to go, but it's not worth it. I'd rather be out of a miserable trade than sit and let it consolidate and be annoying. Even though I still do think this high is coming, guys, based on the nature of the day, I still move my stop to break even. Even if it's paper, we still want to trade with good principles, right? Again, so I said to you guys that because of the nature of today, we'd probably hit this buy side trade into the order block and then go higher. We came down to this low, and then once we came back above this high, I moved my stop to break even. And you guys can see here now we're rejecting from this high, which we should not have. On a clean day, this should have just completely delivered up to buy side. We should not have stalled. Now, on the 5-minute chart, in theory, guys, we should be allowing for a 5-minute trade back into the fair value gap, which would pop. I mean, this is possibly where we're going to go and then go higher. But on a clean day, this should just fully deliver. We should not be stalling like this. The mean threshold of the order block is down here, which pairs up with the 5-minute fair value gap. So we could easily come down and tap this and then go higher. But I'm telling you guys, this is the type of day where you have to be very cautious. If you're on a live account, I would highly suggest you log off of it. But that is just my advice, not something you have to follow. Again, even though I do think this is going to work up to buy side, we're still following our principles. So I would not be surprised to see like an IO Fed entry drill. It's another ICT concept, but where we consolidate, take out a sweep below, and then we go higher. But I would easily allow us to trade back down to this 1 minute first. Mean threshold of the order block, and then go higher. It's possible, but you could easily just deliver now. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, so imagine now if this comes all the way back down and then goes up. Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised on a day like today. Doll, it's been moving today, but not the market conditions I like to trade. I usually look for my bread and butter between the 10 to 11 reversal. The silver bullet setup is amazing, and I like that, doll. But guys, just if you take one thing from today's stream, just realize the day after a bank holiday typically is terrible price action. Not always. Sometimes you're going to get lucky, but most of the time it is terrible PA. So do not fall for the trap. today. This was a pretty good setup up to internal buy side. I should have honestly taken profits at this high, because I know that the nature of today is shitty, but I believe that this high is going to get hit, and I moved my stop to break even at the correct time when this internal high got swept, and unfortunately got stopped out, and that is what it is. But telling you guys, one thing to learn from today: stay away from live accounts the day after a bank holiday. If you go over to forexfactory.com, I'm going to show you guys right now. Go over to Forex Factory. You can see here that January 1st is a bank holiday. Obviously, it's New Year's Day. Never trade the day after this. Oftentimes, you get smoked. Okay? forexfactory.com if you are wondering which website it is. And you want to filter for USD because we are trading the US markets. Get rid of the euro and all the other stuff. But anyways, that's a little lesson for you. So again, guys, if this was a clean market, this should have just delivered us up the buy side, but now we're chopping. We're probably going to come down and sweep these lows and then maybe trade into this 5-minute and then go higher. It's all nonsense. This is the type of day you want to avoid. The price action is not great. Wow, my end phase is pushing nice. So I have a really nice game plan on end phase, and I have been calling it in the Discord, but if you guys really want more information on that trade, you guys can join. But I'm telling you, this stock is going to go crazy soon. I feel it in my bones. Tesla's having a nice push intraday now. I mean, not nice push, but anyways, guys, so you can see here, this should have been clean delivery. This buy side should have been taken out a long time ago. We should not be stalling at highs. We should not be coming back down to internal sell side. We should just deliver. So this is another kind of hint to you that price action is not behaving correctly. That the price action is not good. Because this should be a clean delivery to the upside. And every time we hit a high, we're rejecting. Every time we hit a high, we're rejecting. High, we're rejecting. Doesn't mean it's not going to hit, but it should just deliver cleanly. And it's not right now. Okay, that was a nice push there. We also have midnight opening price right here. So imagine if we reject right at midnight before taking buy side, that would be wild. So we did take out this internal high on this wick. We should have just delivered, guys. The fact that we're wicking here is ridiculous. So imagine now if we trade below both of these or all these sell sides and then trade into the 5-minute and then go higher. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, now it should go. Another sweep of a high. So here's something I will look for, guys. If we manage to get up into this 1-minute fair value gap or this 1-minute fair value gap later today, I think there will be a good short setup that forms down to sell side. So we'll see if we get it. That's the only other trade I'm going to attempt today, if we even stay on live for that long. Unless we get a sweep here down to this fair value gap and then a 1-minute inverse, we can try another one to buy side, but I think ultimately what's going to happen here is this buy side will be swept, maybe this one, and then we'll get a short from there to sell side liquidity. We have a lot of LRLR forming here too, so my guess is that we're going to push up here, leave this LRLR for later, and then we'll get us a nice 1 minute short later today. Okay, guys, I'm scalping this on a paper account, and that's it. It's just a paper account, guys. Do not take this on a real account, please. Please, 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 please. See what happens, guys? Crazy stuff. This should deliver. And the fact that it's not doing it immediately is not good. I still have a thesis that they're going to leave this low resistance liquidity for later today. But there's definitely a possibility we could trade back into the 5 here and then get the long afterwards. But we'll see. Again, guys, this is all a paper account. This is not real trading. Please do not follow this. It is all dumb. No setup here, no model, nothing. We just doubled the position. This is exactly what you're not supposed to do, guys. Please don't do this. But again, I'm anticipating this buy side to get hit. And if I'm wrong, this is going to get absolutely destroyed. But we'll see what happens. Again, it's a paper account, so. So my thesis is that they're building all this low resistance liquidity or this trend line. They're going to take out buy side, maybe take out this one, and then they're going to dump all this low resistance liquidity later in the day. That is the thesis behind this idiotic trade that is not actually a trade. It's a paper account. But if you're wondering why I'm doing this, that's the reason. Now, if I'm wrong, they're going to sweep this low resistance liquidity first and then probably deliver the market higher afterwards. But this is called gamble trading, guys. And again, this is a paper account. I'm not taking this live. But that's what I think is going to happen here. Should I buy another 5, guys? It's funny how we rejected right at midnight again. So if this 1 minute inverses, even though it's tiny, you'd want to see this hold. Again, I'm not expecting anything out of a day like today. So we're rejecting from it right now. It's tiny again, guys. It really doesn't mean much. But if we close above it, it should hold to take us up to buy side. But again, on the nature of a day like today, after a bank holiday, you don't really trust anything. Really don't trust anything, guys. Okay, so there's a close above on the 1 minute. So in theory, guys, this 1 minute should hold, and we should go up to buy side now. in theory. It should be a clean delivery. It should not stall like it is right now. If this high gets swept or this high, if you're in this trade actually in real life, which I think is retarded, sorry for using that word, for those of you who don't like that type of language. But yeah, definitely you should not be in this. And if you are, your stop should be to break even once one of these highs hits. Yeah, bro, I don't want YouTube to cancel me. They're so woke, you know? So if you were in this trade live, guys, you should definitely be stopped to break even here. 100%. So I'm going to do that too, just so that nobody's being an idiot and actually taking this trade. But this buy side should come next, and then we should probably go higher. In fact, what do you guys think? Should I lead? Should I not sell this at this high? Should I sell 5 here? I'm going to sell 5, then we'll sell 5 right here to show you guys that we'll probably rebalance the whole of this 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, so there's 5 that have been sold. And we'll let the rest run up to this high. And then once this area hits, guys, I think this will be a good spot for shorts. But we'll see. So you guys see how this was the long setup right here. Okay, we entered here. We got stopped out just by a tick after. Oh, because we entered on this candle. That's why we got stopped at break even on this candle right here, or this one, I forget. But it is what it is, guys. Sometimes you get a bad entry, and as a result, you don't get the trade that you want. But if this was any other day that wasn't the day after a bank holiday, this would have been entered live. On a live account, I mean. Not live, because we did enter it live, but I think this worked because I said the R word, guys. The R word, the big bad R word. You see, when you're based, exactly like Del said, you win trades. It's that simple. If you're woke, you lose trades. Don't be woke, guys. Be awake, not woke. Learn the market algorithms. Okay, so we're about to enter the macro time. Came close to the top of the 5-minute FVG, but we should go all the way up to the top of it, if not just to the close to the top of it. Excuse me. Is there another fair value gap I'm missing here? No. 10-minute? No. Yeah, guys, we should come back up here. I don't know what's going on here, but again, that's why we have our stop at break even, right? In fact, what I'm going to do for the... Can I move the stop on this? What I'm going to do is move the stop to break even up here, because if we're bearish now, we should completely get wrecked by this bullish fair value gap and come down. So I'd rather just get stopped out for a profit. But I do think that this 5 minutes going to get... this 5 sell is going to get filled, because we're not even close to the 1-minute fair value gap or the 5 yet. So the market, guys, runs on an algorithm, and we like to fill liquidity voids. So this little gap that you see here between the high of this candle and the high of the 5-minute FVG tends to work. SMT on ES, that could be the reason. Let's see. No SMT on ES, guys. SMT, well, I mean, technically there is, because this already swept the high and this did not. But this is like a SMT and discount. I don't think it's great. All right, so there's our full TP that got hit there, guys. Now what I would expect to happen potentially is a trade into this 1-minute high right here. Like, I like SMTs, guys, but I don't like SMTs in discount of the range. Like, this is a tiny... Like, I would prefer to see an SMT up here, not down here. But Everybody uses them differently, but I'm just telling you guys that most of the time, the lower SMTs are not optimal to use, especially if you're looking for reversals. But you can see here an immediate rejection after the 5-minute got filled. Yeah. And then I'm expecting potentially this buy side to get hit and then a 1-minute short from there. And then all this LR to get taken out. LR to get taken out later in the day. Now, if this 3-minute inverses, that won't look bad to me either. But we'll see what happens here. So guys, if we get one candle here or two candles that close below the 3, I think this will be a really good short. I'm not going to take any more trades on this account. Obviously, it's a paper account, but still. If you guys haven't taken anything today, I don't think this is half bad because the RR is really good. I would have preferred to see a trade out of this 1 minute. But if this 3-minute closes below, stop the break even at this low right here. And then honestly, I would target all the way to sell side. This is a almost 6-to-1 RR trade. So this looks really nice. And again, stop the break even when this low hits if you're going to enter this. Again, I'm telling you, this is probably a 7 out of 10. And the reason being is because I would have preferred to see this buy side get swept and then this 1-minute fair value gap to get traded into. But yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, I guess I'll stay for a little bit longer. Tesla is pushing up quite a bit now. Again, nothing crazy, but I think it's funny because they use news as an excuse, okay? But I've told you guys already earlier in the trade, in the live stream, this is not just related to Tesla. It's just related to the market as a whole. When we break all-time highs on a chart, it's very likely that we're going to come back down and retest the all-time highs. So in this case, the 414 level. But with Tesla, we had 2 other obvious weekly levels. So it's very, very likely that we're going to trade back into them. And you can see here that after Tesla's Q4 delivery report, we got this big down close candle that's somehow surprisingly stopping right at this all-time high level. So what I think is going to happen here, again, this is all a guess, but I do think that they were probably going to get support from this level. Just realize that when you are taking longs and you've passed all-time highs in a chart, be aware of the previous all-time highs because the market is very likely to test them, and they use news like a delivery report to deliver us down to those areas. So yes, news is important. Ooh, this looks super good, guys. But now look at this. We've already swept these lows before closing the candle. So I can't take this short. We also have another 1 minute. So technically this is the entry. However, guys, because we swept these already, I'm not taking this. If we got to close here without sweeping these lows, it would be a much better trade because now it could be a fake down move to sweep liquidity and then go higher. But anyways, going back to what I said, the market uses news as an excuse to drive price. It's not necessarily the news. I mean, Tesla had worse than expected delivery numbers by like a few thousand cars. Is that an excuse to drop Tesla 5%? No. So yeah, I'm telling you guys right now. News like red folder news in the futures market and earnings and delivery numbers, those don't matter unless something crazy happens that's unexpected, like CEO passes away. Knock on wood, we don't want that to happen to our boy Elon. That's the only thing that would ever really drive something lower without somebody knowing about it. But somebody with big money knows exactly what's going to happen with Tesla. I'm telling you right now. A lot of big money has been accumulating shares. I've been saying that for months and months and months when Tesla was at 220. News is an excuse to drive price. It's going to do what it's going to do because big money essentially controls what is going to happen. Okay, so in theory, guys, this 1 minute should act as rejection to go lower. But again, I can't enter this trade because we got a sell side liquidity sweep. So if we're bullish here, we're going to completely inverse both of these, and then we're going to go back up to this internal high, and we're going to rebalance this 1 minute fair value gap right here. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's see what else is happening here. What is NXE again? Oh, this is an... Whoo, look at this energy company. Holy crap. Interesting. Sell side sweep here. Let me look at the weekly chart. Where are we delivering from? Why did this happen? Is this a nuclear company? Does anyone know what NextGen is? I don't know why I have this. Uranium. Oh, shit. I don't know why I have this on my chart. I forgot if I have this in my settings. Okay, guys, look at this Oxy trade that we've been in. Finally, this is pushing. We've been adding this in the 50, the 49 to 50, probably 56, 46 range. We can see a big push now. I do want to see this trade down to the mean threshold, though. That's where I'm going to add most of my position for this. But if the daily, oh, this looks so good to the upside. This daily is going to close above. We should go back up to buy side here and here and fill this volume imbalance, but we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, so we just inverse this 1 minute. If we inverse this 1 minute as well, we should go back up to buy side here. But we'll see. We shall see. Is Sendaya still in here? Sendaya Basnet? Never heard that name before. I'm assuming it's Indian or Sri Lankan. But I'm curious if you ended up taking that long with me. I don't know if he's still in here, but he asked me if this sweep counted as a good A+ long. I told him this was I think we said it was a 7 out of 10 because we never swept this low. But the nature of a day like today is they like to deliver the market back up to buy side to stop out shorts, and then we get the clean short later in the day. So one of two things is going to happen here, in my opinion, guys. This is either going to be that internal high, and we're going to come all the way back down to sell side here, or we're going to have one more manipulation higher into this 1 minute fair value gap or this tiny 1 minute right here. And then we're going to get the dump. So one of those things is going to happen. Now, if this wick never occurred, okay, if we close right here with the body and this wick never came, right, we never swept this internal sell side, this would be an A+ short in my opinion. Again, it'd be a 7 because this buy side never got swept. But still would be good enough for me to take this. Again, I'm not taking anything else because I already took my trades on this account. We're green. Even though it's paper, it's the principle. It's not just about what account you're trading on. But yeah, either this is going to be the rejection zone or we're going to get one more manipulation, sweep buy side, and get an IFEG here or here. And then they're going to dump it. One of the two things is going to happen. But if you guys have screen time for long enough, you will realize that these things happen. Like how I was calling over here that this is likely to get swept is because of screen time. It's experience. That's it. It doesn't mean just because you believe something's going to happen that you just take the trade. But it's just something that you can use for confluence. Woohoo! So again, one of three things is going to happen here. Number one, we're going to get a trade into here and then a sweep down. Number two, this is going to be the spot where we reject from, and we're going to go down. Or number three, they're just going to completely destroy everybody, and they're going to bring us up to the equal highs, which are up here. So those are the three scenarios that I see playing out today. So my job is not to predict which one is going to occur. If this one occurs, I can't do much about it, okay? Because the entries were down here. But if this one occurs right here, there's going to be a setup. However, if this one occurs that I just deleted, then there's not much I can do because this wick already swept sell side, so I couldn't enter the trade. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I'm trying to draw you guys pathways because when you have enough screen time, you know most likely how the market's going to deliver, not necessarily the exact path, but you have an idea of where the market's going to go and why. So I know this sell side is obvious, so I think this is the draw. But I am aware that we have equal highs up here and that we can get those swept. However, I do think that this will be the main draw today, but we'll see. Let's look at the 3-minute quick. I want to see if there's anything I missed. The 2-minute. This 2-minute looks so good. But again, guys, because of this liquidity sweep, I can't enter this trade. I can't. But it looked really good. If this closed below the 2-minute, without this wick to the downside, this would be A+. So now we basically just have to wait and see what happens, but so you guys can see my first trade was this woman IFEG for those of you who are just tuning in. It was a 5-minute, it was a 3-minute, and a 2-minute all combined. I entered the trade and unfortunately got stopped out for break even just by a tick or so. And then I knew that this buy side was going to hit, so I took a idiotic scalp up to buy side, which you should never take, but because of my screen time experience, I believed it was going to work. So if this 1-minute gets inverse, guys, to the upside, then we should go up to this buy side right here and balance this 1-minute fair value gap. So far we're trading into the top of the bearish PD array. So in theory, we can reject from here, but I would expect us to likely come up and balance this 1-minute FEG. You can see it right here. But again, that would only happen if we get a body close above this purple box, which is the 1-minute fair value gap here to the upside. Tristan says the 2-minute chart looks crazy. Bro, look at this perfect rejection on the 2. This is why I was considering the shorts. You guys can see we perfectly rejected from this 2-minute FEG. Oops. Look at how the body's held it perfectly right there. Look where I sold. I literally top ticked. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, this could easily be the rejection spot, guys. We're holding the 2-minute. I mean, actually, we're slightly, we wicked slightly above it, but the 1-minute we're holding perfectly. Nothing I would take here, but I could definitely see this being the delivery all the way down to sell side. Looks really good, I'm not going to lie, but again, this trade would have only been valid if this didn't wick down. Like if we closed here, guys, and then we did this, what we just did, and we never swept this sell side, and we came all the way up here, I still would have held the trade, and we would now move our stop to break even if this low got swept. But because of this wick, I can't enter this trade. but this still could be an intraday sell model down to this low, this low, this low, and this low. And then hopefully lower. But just because I believe something's going to happen does not mean I'm going to enter the trade. I'm going to be disciplined, follow my rules, right? If you do that over time, you're going to be profitable anyways. There's going to be trades that go in your direction and you're going to have to miss them. But that's part of being disciplined and having a data set that actually is efficient, that you can trust. If you're just clicking the button because you believe something's going to happen, you're now abandoning your data completely and your model, and you're completely going on hinge, like on tilt. There's no reason to do it. Follow your model, guys, and you will be so much more profitable, please. And if we get lucky, guys, if all this liquidity gets swept, and maybe this one today as well, let's say we trade all the way down to here, I'm going to look for A+ longs. And the next target, guys, so let's say we sweep these on, what's today? Is today Thursday or Friday? It's Thursday. So let's say we sweep these in Asia, London tonight. I'm going to take a long on my live accounts to these equal highs because I think there'll be an A+ setup that delivers from here. But until we get that, I'm not taking anything. You have to be patient. Over time, guys, if you trade long enough and you actually survive through it and you don't blow your accounts and quit, you're eventually not going to want to take suboptimal setups. You lose, it ruins your day, you get in a bad mood, you get irritable, it's stupid, there's no reason to do it, and eventually you see so many setups happen in the market that you're like, why am I taking this? It's stupid. I know this loses a lot of the time. Why not just wait for the best trades, size up on them, and make way more money? It's just night and day psychology that most people don't understand. And especially why I love ICT, but what I don't like about him is that he tries to convince people he's this insane market price action reader that can time every single candle to the second. It's just nonsense. Nobody can do that. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how incredible you are, unless you're a robot that knows the algorithm perfectly. There are going to be times when they manipulate it. There are going to be times when 2 or 3 different sets of probabilities can happen where it's not going to be what you're expecting. Maybe there's 3 different pathways it can take and you choose number 2 and it takes path number 1. It's too difficult. It's so hard to time. So just wait for the A+ setups and you will be so much better off. I promise you. Promise you. All right. That's enough rambling from me. So what else can you look for here, guys? There is this 1 minute fair value gap right here. So in theory, if this closes below, you can take a short, stop to break even at this low, and then target all these lows. But until that happens, there's not really much you can do. I do still think this is going to be an intraday sell at least into this 1 minute fair value gap. But again, not interested in taking this. Not trying to be the ICT that times everything. So what they could do now is they could drive the market all the way back up to here. Just telling you guys, it's definitely possible. If we get a big strong push here, close above this high, then this high is coming, I'm telling you right now. But until that happens, this is just generating liquidity to go down further. We have low resistance liquidity right here, I think is going to get swept. So we can try this, guys, on paper if you want. If this 1 minute inverse is to the downside. If you want to try something else, there's also a 3 minute fair value gap right here. So if we close the 1 and the 3 at the same time, that's even more optimal in my opinion. And then that trade would look something like this, right? Your entry would be here. Stop loss would be a close back above on the 3-minute, above this fair value gap, and then your take profit. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could hold it all the way down to sell side, but I would recommend holding it down to this sell side. But again, that setup only occurs if we get the close below. So again, guys, if this closes above, again, I'm not taking this because it's not optimal. But if this closes above, in theory, we should go back up to this high and then back up to buy side and balance this 1 minute fair value gap. If they're trying to stop out shorts before the big move that happens later to the sell side. Because I do believe this is the ultimate draw. So what I think the market makers will probably do is deliver us back up to buy side here and then take it short later. We have another 45 seconds, give or take, until the candle close on the 1 minute. But if this 1 minute closes above, guys, stop the break even at this high, and then you should target this buy side and this 1 minute fair value gap. That's what I envision happening here. So we will see. Right, so if the body closes above, we can take it on paper if you guys want. But again, I'd never take this on a live account, though I do think it's going to work. So 10 seconds till the candle close. Should we do it for fun, guys? This is for fun, not a real account. Take profit would be at this buy side right here. Stop loss would be a 1 minute close back below. Never taking this on a real account, even though I think it's going to work. It's just a paper trade, guys. Just a paper trade. As long as everybody understands that we're doing it for fun, then that's all that matters. Never on a real account. Because there is a chance that this is that internal high that they're waiting to get swept, and then they dump us late. They dump us now. So there's two scenarios here. Either this is the high, and then they drop us, or we're going to sweep this 1 minute fair value gap, get an IFEG in here or in here, and then we're going to go short later. So one of two things. So I would never long this because, first of all, we had a successful trade here. So that's a reason not to long. But also, this is not optimal. It's in the premium of this general range. We've already swept some buy side. We have an obvious draw on liquidity lower, so it's not optimal. Yeah, should we full margin it, guys? It's just crazy. Like, in theory, on my live accounts, I could click one button and potentially lose my entire profits for the whole year. Trading is actually the most wild thing, guys. The fact that you can literally risk everything on the line on one trade and nobody will stop you, it's actually unbelievable to me. It's the craziest. Trading is one of the craziest things out there. If you are not built to manage risk, you can destroy yourself. So you have to be so freaking careful with this stuff. So you can see we're trading into this 1 minute FEG now. So in theory, this should be what brings us higher. But what they could also do, guys, now is create another 1 minute inverse here. So if this closes below, low key, guys, this would be a great short. I might have to flip the position. If this 1 minute closes below, guys, I'm reversing the position to the downside. Again, guys, I explained to you this is for fun. I would never take this on a live account. You heard me say it. And there's a reason for it. But if we close below this on the 1 minute, I'm going to reverse the position to the downside. Waiting for the body to close below. Okay, I'm reversing the position. Now our buy stop is going to be above this high, And I'm going to take profits down. I'm honestly going to leave it to here. Because if I think this might be the potential 1 minute inverse. You can see we swept a high. We're inversing a 1 minute. Stop the break even at this low. And then we'll target this sell side liquidity. So you guys see how my bias flips on a switch? Again, still would not take this on a live account. I would rather see the short happen here or here. But this still looks pretty good to me at minimum to take out this low. So now the trade looks something like this. I'm going to leave my stop because it's a paper trade account at this high. But in theory, you should be waiting for a 1 minute close back above this IFEG. But I think this low is going to get swept now. And then that'll be a free trade for us if it does. And the only reason I like this IFEG is because we swept a high here, right? And this is our draw primarily. So again, guys, when I'm actually going to move my stop to break even when this low gets swept. I'm not going to take any risks. So my finger is not off the mouse yet, but when this low gets swept right here, that's when the stop would be moved to break even on this trade. Whoops, what the hell did I just do? Don't want to modify the order yet. And there we go. Stop to break even there, guys. Because we came so close to the sell side, I'd rather just move the stop here. Because what they could do on a day like today is come right down to the low and then move it higher. Okay, so there is my stop to break even. This is a free trade now, guys. Technically, you should move your stop to break even here, but because of the nature of today, the fact that we didn't sweep this buy side yet, I am being super cautious with this. And yeah, if you guys don't know how to move your stop to break even quickly, you are going to get smoked trading. So yes, you're going to get break even stops. Yes, it's going to be upsetting if you're emotional, but especially if the trade then goes in your direction, but you have to be able to take break even trades, guys. If you can't, trading is not for you. You need to be able to accept that sometimes your stop can get hit and the trade will go without you. If you can't accept that, then you're never going to be profitable. I'm telling you right now. So we might get really lucky here and not get stopped out on this trade. But it's also possible that we come back into this 1 minute first. But again, I'm not interested in trying to gamble this. I'm only going to be successful in this trade if this low gets swept, most likely. Then the trade should be effective. So like we could come all the way down here now and then we can move higher. But now my stop is at break even, so it doesn't matter. So what I would do, guys, honestly here, I would sell, let's do this. I'm going to sell 2 because this is a bullish fair value gap. I'm going to sell 2 right here. Or buy back 2, sorry. And then I'm going to buy back 3 at this low. Or I'll buy back 2 at this low. And then I'll buy 1 at this low. Because in theory, guys, so we have a 3 minute fair value gap here that's bullish, right? But we can see here that it got disrespected. Okay, so there's 2 of the contracts that got hit. You see how crazy this IFEG setup is? It's wild. Now we have a 1 minute fair value gap here that we could bounce out of. So gonna move my stop up a little bit, or down a little bit, sorry. And yeah, we're just gonna let the trade play out. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. But I already took a partial off on the trade. We have money booked and it's a free trade. So I love this model because it allows this type of thing to happen, where you have a free trade and you can let it run. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you have to be okay with accepting that sometimes you're going to get stopped out. And then it's going to go against you or go with you. The trade is going to work effectively afterwards, but that's just the nature of trading, guys. Doodaloo-doo. Doodaloo-doo-doo. Doodaloo-doo. Doodaloo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. So you guys can see here that the 3-minute, I don't know if that closed above. No, it held the 3-minute perfectly, and we're getting a bullish reaction. And we're wicking out of the 1 minute. So the only way I would have any more faith in this trade is if this 1 minute candle was able to close back below this low and back below the 1 minute fair value gap. I think that'll be A+. And if that happens, I'll move my stop back to this high. Because if this closes below, we should never come back to this high, IMO. An IMO is not an ICT term. It's just in my opinion, for those of you who are wondering. So very beautiful so far. All these bullish PD rays are getting violated. This one there was no respect. This sell side sweep, there was no respect of it, and it's just going lower. This 1 minute fair value gap so far is not respected. We closed back above, but now we're closing technically below again. So this to me looks like this is coming now. Not financial advice. You see how there's very little respect of this 1 minute fair value gap here, especially if this 1 minute closes below, guys, then the dump is coming. But we don't even know if it's going to give us an entry, right? That's why we entered up here. And I'm going to switch this up. Because of the fact that we're just immediately dumping here, I would love to just book a partial here and then leave the rest. So we got 5 seconds till the close below here. That looks really nice so far. Let's see if it holds. Okay, so we got a 1 minute close below, guys. This low should be next, and this low as well. Technically, this is the low where you should move your stop to break even if you're taking a short from here. But I would not be surprised if we come, before sweeping this low, we come back into this fair value gap and then reject. Too many scenarios here. But let's see what happens. Oops. So we did come to the body of this candle and we have an immediate wick up. So we could easily come back into this 1 minute fair value gap now first before dumping, but maybe it won't. We'll see. Did we sweep this low? We did just sweep this low. So we could actually reverse from here if you guys wanted to take a partial. This is not a bad spot right now to take a partial just in case we reverse here, but we'll see what happens. And all right, there's one filled. Guys, what a crazy trade. That was insane. And now, again, we're looking for this low to get swept and then sell side. I told you guys, did I not tell you here that this was probably going to go to buy side? We're going to get an IFEG and we're going to come all the way back down to sell side. I told you guys that literally an hour ago. More than an hour ago. Crazy. If you know how to read the market, telling you guys this runs on an algorithm. It's not freaking buying and selling pressure. One thing ICT is right about is this. And if you can read the charts effectively, you will be successful. so wild how this shit works. The IMO technique, bro. I'm gonna label. I'm gonna literally have, yeah. That's the new thing, guys. This is called the IMO technique. Okay. Quoted by Dahl. Dahl gets a portion of the commissions of revenue earned through the trademark for the IMO technique. So thank you for that, Dahl. We have it recorded live. You get a 2% commission on every trade that I succeed in. On paper, though. Only on paper. I'll give you 2% of the paper commissions. Damn, I should have recorded this. All right, there's another one. Filled. Full trade getting hit here, guys. And what I'm going to do is move my buy stop at least to take a partial on this in case this is a reversal spot, which will probably come up here before taking sell side. Maybe not, but we'll see. And no sweep just yet, guys. So what I'm guessing is going to happen here is they're going to do some kind of manipulation, take it up a little bit more, then go down. But who knows? If it really were truly bearish here, it'll just deliver cleanly all the way down to sell side. I'm going to screenshot this so that I can post it to X, just so you guys can see an example of a really good setup. But I'm telling, like, this candle right here, the fact that we just completely collapsed tells me that this might even be a breakaway gap. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave this and we just keep dumping all the way down to here. There's also another sell side. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, this looks too good to the downside. Should I just leave it? Should I move it even further down for fun? Because I think if we're going to, yeah, look at this, guys. We're going to go way lower here. I'm telling you right now. I think that this low is coming and this low is coming today. This is crazy. This is going to go all the way. How many people have missed this, bro? So many people have missed this trade that normally are on the live stream. This is such clean PA. I'm so surprised. Such beautiful price action. Not what I was expecting for today, but this was really good. And you guys see how I longed this, anticipating this high to get swept. And as soon as I saw the inverse, I reversed the position. Crazy. Telling you, this is gonna dump. We're going way lower, and this buy limit is gonna get hit, and we're going lower than that. What? Oh, there we go. It filled my position. All right, guys. So full TP got hit there. Ah. Too easy. Too easy. Actually feeling slight FOMO. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, doll. That's how you guys, this is how you trade, boys and girls. Taking partials along the way. Yes, I would have made more money if I held the whole position, but did I know for a fact that this sell side was coming today? No. But once I saw this candle right here, my conviction on the trade became a lot higher. And I'm not going to tell you guys exactly why that is. There's actually a little bit of a secret sauce related to the QQQ chart. That's my own proprietary thing that I'm not going to reveal, but still very good. You don't need that, but this was the A+ setup right here. And I think the sell side is coming now. Lack of respect of the new week opening gaps. This hourly for value gap is the final line in the sand. You guys see how there's an hourly FEG right here? So we are technically reacting here bullishly. But if we get the hourly close, which happens in how long? 30 minutes. Then we should see a very nice sweep all the way down to sell side. And then from here, we can look for longs. I don't think I can log into my... I don't think I can I can't log into live accounts today, guys. But let's say in the Asia London, if we sweep this, then I'm going to log into my lives and go take a nice Friday trade up to equal highs. But we'll see what we get tomorrow. So book this, guys. Remember what I'm saying right now. If this sell side gets swept and we get a very nice 5-minute IFEG, these equal highs are coming tomorrow. Or there might even come later today. I don't know. But if there's a nice 5-minute fair value gap setup later today or in the Asia London session, this is my target for tomorrow. 21,516. Remember this. Write it down if you don't believe that the market's running on an algorithm. It's buying and selling pressure. This is where I believe the market's going tomorrow if we get a bullish 5-minute reaction at this low. So we should get a really nice day trade tomorrow if they save these for London Asia. And if not, I'm not logging into a live account today, but if you guys want to and we get a very nice bullish reaction from here, then keep these in mind. Because I think if this liquidity gets swept, even though it is the day after a bank holiday, this is what I was looking for to take longs. Though I'm not going to do it unless it's London Asia. Again, like I said, you guys are welcome to try it because I don't think it's bad. And I wouldn't be upset with you, and you shouldn't be upset with yourself if you take a losing 5-minute trade after a major liquidity is swept, no matter what type of day it is. And yeah, honestly, I should have held down to the sell side. But again, guys, this could be the potential completion of a sell model at the hourly fair value gap. So we're not just going to hold just to hold, right? So I had one losing trade and immediately reversed it and made it all back plus a ton more. You guys see how that works? Pretty crazy. I don't think there's many people that can do that, but there definitely are some. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do actually, I think I'm going to call it a day here because that was crazy, guys. We got this A+ setup, stop to break even. This was a 5 out of 10 trade, scalp, $500 there. And then we got this short. I don't know how much I made on that, but probably I lost 195 on this reversal. And then we made like probably 600 or 700 on this total move. So pretty big day. It was like $1,300. Again, if I was on a live account, I would have taken the same executions minus this one. I would have taken this one, and then I would have taken, I actually wouldn't have taken this long, by the way. I would not have taken this 1 minute long. I told you guys that in live time that this is a paper trade, but once the inverse happened, I would have taken this in a live account. If it was not New Year's Day, the day after a bank holiday. So what I'm going to do is end it here. If we get this liquidity sweep, guys, I will alert in the Discord an A+ setup if we get it. But you guys, you don't need that. If you can see a 5-minute inverse or something of that nature at these lows, then I think that'll be a great setup back up to these equal highs. Something that you could probably hold overnight, London, Asia. Once you get a bullish reaction, stop to break even, somewhere around here maybe, depending where the IFEG forms. And then we can go long. So with that, guys, peace out, whoever's still in here. And yeah, I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord if I see anything A+ at this sell side liquidity.